Okay, I'm going to try to show you how to use blending shears, like right through here where you do want to go from the shorter hair into the longer hair in an efficient way. Blenders are the right way to go with that. I always hold them this way, which is really hard to work when you're at the angle that I'm at. But they absolutely layer the hair. The flat blade tends to push the hair down into the serrated edge, and then you get it that way. I know people who do them this way with a comb behind them, and you can do that too, but it's a lot more work. Once you get really good at it and proficient with your thinners, then doing it this way, when you can get them to the right position with the dog, is a piece of cake. Now, if you wanted to come down further into here to make this lay down more, there are much more efficient ways to do it. I know people who take their thinning shears, the true thinners with the double-sided teeth, and come up from underneath and cut. I won't do that. That's going to make a mess. It's actually going to cause more poofing later when the hair starts to grow back, which means you have to thin more, which means you lose more hair. It'll also sometimes cause matting, where the shorter hair meets the longer hair. He has a bump right here right now, so I'm having to be really careful. We're watching it to see what happens. But if you want to bulk thin with these, what you do is you go up and under, cut, and then like 2 or 3 cuts is all you want to do, is 2 or 3 cuts. And then watch what it does. It absolutely lays that coat down a little bit more. But like I said, if you do it too many times, you're going to have a problem. The only place that I actually use bulk thinning is on a cocker crown. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. And what I like to do is come from behind and cut a little bit out, and even on the sides, and cut a little bit out. You can also smooth out lines like I'm doing with the regular thinner. They're pretty versatile. A lot of people use them interchangeably with blenders. And you can. I personally don't like to bulk thin at all with blenders. I think they take out more hair than you want to take out at one time. But you can top edge your hair with a pair of thinners and get a similar result. It's just going to take a lot more work because the teeth are further apart. But that's the only place I use a thinning shear, a real thinning shear, really, is in a cocker crown to bulk thin and lay right in there where I want to pull out some more hair. A good blender can be used on a cocker muzzle as well, or anything where you're trying to get like a real scissor or a clipper cut. Dogs who razor burn or what have you. Make sure that your solid blade is towards the skin. That prevents you from grabbing skin with your cutting blades, your notched edges. And this is a really fine bladed little thinning shear here, or blending shear. You have to be really careful when you pull your hair out of your blenders and your thinners that you don't cut yourself. Try to blow it out. If that doesn't work, then we go from there. But you can see what a nice finish you can get. Now, chunkers are a little different. Chunkers have an entirely different purpose. Chunkers are almost a shear. They're going to leave a very natural cut, and they're not going to take off all of the hair like a shear would. They're going to leave a very natural looking line. Now again, let's check. Come down. And a chunker is, like I said, it's almost a regular shear. There's very little gap there, so you're going to get a little bit of texture and a lot of cutting. They're ideal for when you want to shape an underline. Just like in there. Or the back of a bevel that's falling on the table. They're almost like using a regular shear, like I said, but you're going to get a neater texture that way. You're going to get a more natural look, not a harsh line.
Hey.
A little bit softer. for asking. But you can see that looks really natural, like it grew that way, nice and soft, and it took no time at all. It took no time at all to get it done. That's what chunkers are great for. Chunkers are also great if you're working on a poodle or a Bichon or something along those lines and you want to smooth out scissor lines that you might have left. They're awesome for that. But now watch what happens on his bevels with my chunkers. And no, he hasn't had the hair out of his pads and he's not going to get it done that way. We're going to just scissor it out later. You can almost do it with chunkers, but not quite. But if you'll notice, it literally acts like a shear, but like I said, it's a fuzzier, softer appearance to the cut. And then I take them again. And remember, he's not getting fully groomed today, just enough to show you what the difference is in the shears. And again, it's not a smooth cut, it's a natural looking cut. I have a lot of work to do before the bevels are done. But that gives you an idea. Now you can also take your little blenders afterwards and go behind and smooth out any more hair that you happen to see. Just to finish it and make it a little more smooth. But that's how versatile they are.